This is how I make Southern style smothered pork chops and gravy. My way, with a little twist, because I know I got the Cajun seasoning in there. These are the ingredients I use. Garlic powder, paprika. Wish I had some smoked paprika. It's on my list. This seasoning blend, I'm going to put a little Cajun seasoning, some chicken rub, and some pork rub. I'm low on both of these. Make a note to self, get some more. If I had poultry seasoning, I would use that, but I'm out. Don't worry, it's fine to use poultry seasoning on pork. I know pigs don't have wings. Well, except for when pigs fly. Okay, let's get ready seasoning the pork chops and getting those in the frying pan. That's the first step. This is the pork rub. I'll fry those two before I season the next two underneath them. That's a big chop, so I'm only going to cook that one. I have a couple that are quite large, and I'll probably be doing them one at a time. I just want to sear the sides before I put it in the crock pot. Some people just dump everything in the crock pot. I don't like to do that. I don't like the way the meat looks. I like a little sear on my meat before it goes in. I have the fire almost on medium, so it should only take a couple of minutes on each side. You're not trying to cook them all the way through. You're just browning. Okay, into the crock pot that goes. These are not going to be all the way cooked through, so don't go thinking you can dive in and get your eat on, because it'll be raw. We're just searing. After we've seared all the pork chops, we'll then saute the onions and mushrooms. Doesn't that look yummy? There are the chops. Now we're going to start on the onion, mushroom, and gravy. Once again, some oil and butter. I changed skillets because that other one is bowed in the middle, so things stick in the middle. I've got to get some decent pans eventually, but not high on the priority list right now. So you want to cook these until they're translucent. I'm also going to put in some of these special mushrooms. Whoa! I'm going to need another pan. You know all this cooks down. These are special mushrooms because they're Oklahoma mushrooms. I like a lot of goodies in my food. This might be a bit much, but I highly doubt it, because these are the only vegetables, besides a little bit of garlic, that's going in it. I did go back to the original skillet. I just deglazed the bottom of the pan with some water. That's why any of those little bits, dark bits you see in here, are the bits from the pork chops and the pork chop seasoning. You can see how the onions and mushrooms get smaller as they cook. I do like big chunks because I'm going to pour this over egg noodles. As you can see, the onions and mushrooms have reduced quite a bit. This is about 3/4 of a cup, a little under, of flour. We're now going to make the gravy. The onion mushroom gravy. I want to coat all that. Oh, it just smells so heavenly in here. It smells like French onion soup. Now we're going to pour in the chicken stock. Whoops. Some just flung on the floor. Doesn't that look good? Oh, I cannot tell you how good it smells. You guys got to make this. It's so easy. I'm going to add some milk now. If I had half and half, I'd put some of that in there. This is whole milk. I want it creamy. You don't have to do that. You could just use broth. It's up to you what you're going for. I didn't use all the flour, less than half a cup, and about 3/4 a cup of milk. You can use any kind of milk. You can put a little half and half in there if you want a richer flavor. At this time, I'm going to add some minced garlic. I'm out of fresh, and I always keep that on hand in the event that I am out. I want that to cook a little bit. Right now, that has about the perfect thickness that I like. But after it cooks, we'll see. Because the pork chops will render some moisture. And you know, the lid of a crock pot has condensation and it renders a little moisture. But you can always add a little flour to thicken it up. I'm also going to add a little more black pepper to this. After it cooks for several hours in the crock pot, that's when you can taste it. When all the flavors blend and sit in there and do their crock pot magic. And you can adjust any seasonings if you want more garlic powder, salt, a chicken broth. You can do that then. But this is it, folks. It's ready to go in the crock pot. I mean, it's that easy. It's really tasty, y'all. Okay, in the crock pot it goes. Just smells so good in here. I like these big chunks of mushrooms and onions. Very nice. Okay, and then all you do is pour that in. That's how easy it is, folks. Let's see what kind of mess I can make here. Okay, not too bad. Now let that cook for about 3 hours on high or 5 or 6 on low. Okay, you want the pork chops nice and tender where they're just breaking apart.